because I think it's an interesting one. It's a question that I think lots of writers have. It's about cantering. And this lady had heard me say that she needs more, or the canter needs enough energy, right? And sometimes like more energy. How can I bring more energy into the canter so that it becomes really this jumpy canter, right? We want a bit of a jump in the canter. Instead, because what she says is, I think you can all relate, when she wants to have more energy, she ends up going faster at a canter, but as her horse is a little heavy on the forehand anyways, when she now wants more energy, she just goes faster and even more on the forehand. Right? This is obviously not helpful. So when you think about the canter, there are, in a way, like two different motions that we as riders can really keep in mind. The one is the forward, right, the fast. When you think of horses on racetracks, how they look almost like, horizontal or really flat and kind of stretched out as much as they possibly can. So that's all about speed and fast, right? So that's what the canter also does, like this really stretching out and then going as fast as possible as they possibly can. And then you've got this other type of canter, which is more like an up and down, like a rocking horse movement. And that's when you think about like Andalusians, for instance, or if you've watched the Olympics, the dressage Olympics, when you think about a canter pirouette, which is kind of a slow motion canter on the spot. And there you can sometimes, in some horses, you can really see how they are lifting themselves up to make that next jump, right? And canter pirouette is not necessarily really in the 3-beat. But you get the idea that it's really more of an up and down, and there is in the canter pirouette more or less no forward, right? So it's really a lot of this up and down. So now as riders, we can use that. I keep that in mind when we are in the saddle. And when we want to have more energy, we could go for more energy in going faster, right? If like you are in a 2-point and you really want to gallop, right, you would push into this, let's move, right? You would get your horse to stretch out and move faster. So that's more energy, obviously, right? But you could also encourage your horse to do more of this up and down, of this springy, bouncy kind of energy. And this is something that you can create inside of yourself by really focusing on you being vertical like this, and you also thinking of this energy up and down inside of you, right? So you stay vertical like the post of a carousel horse, right? The post stays vertical and the horse moves underneath. So you stay vertical and you engage energy more in an up and down fashion. And what I find really useful with this is when you think about bringing this up and down motion into especially your inside heel, and really kick the inside heel down rhythmically, right? So you kick it down, let it come back up, you kick it down and let it come back up. So it's really like a very energetic kicking up and down motion that encourages this up and down. So let me actually show you. I think I need to push you back a little bit. Okay. Go. Yeah, I think you can see here, right? So if I've got my foot here, I think I have to cut my head off a little bit for a moment. There we go. Right, so you've got your foot in the stirrup like this, and then you do this kind of movement. See how that opens the hip joint, the knee and the ankle? Right, and it gives really a rhythm, a cadence into your body, and that encourages the horse to do more of this jump. Yeah, so Mary Wanders, I've got that one from Mary Wanders. What Mary Wanders says is, think of Canada, Canada, Canada in this rhythm, in that 3-beat rhythm of the canter, right? The canter is a 3-beat rhythm. So you can go Canada, stressing like really the like Canada. Julie is from Canada, so really like the country Canada, right? And think of the stress in Canada is on the emphasis on the first syllable. Canada compared to like Mozambique, where we would have the emphasis on the last syllable, right? So, and when you think, not just think that, you can even say it out loud and say Canada, 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 because that gives you that rhythm and the emphasis on the right and the right moment of that canter phase, and the right phase in the canter movement. So, right? So it's like a Canada, Canada, and when you connect this with your heel, you will find that you're encouraging this up and down motion and that energy, and that also can get your horse off the forehand.